be reading an excerpt from the short story, Thy Sister's Blood, a paranormal thriller written by author David W. Thompson. Now, this short story is featured along with other short stories in the What If Anthology, Book 3. Stella Reeves wiped sleep from her eyes and sat up in bed. She frowned at the glowing numbers on her bedside alarm clock, 4:33. Working the mid-shift at the plant, she wasn't accustomed to early morning wake-ups. Was the neighbor's cat in heat again? Or was it just the sounds of her century-old home settling that roused her from her deep dream? A sweet dream it was, too. One she was sure to tell her girlfriends on the trip. The trip! She did a double take at the clock and threw off her covers. Her feet hit the cold wooden floors as the phone rang. Hello? Stella, we're outside waiting for you. We've been ringing the doorbell for 5 minutes. Did you oversleep again? Oh, I'm sorry, Josie. My stupid alarm didn't go off again. Give me 5 minutes. I'm already packed. I just need to dress and I'll be down. Well, hurry up, girl, she snapped. The river waits for no woman. The line clicked dead in her hand and Stella dressed hurriedly. She slipped into her new baby blue swimsuit first. Worn jean shorts and a t-shirt advertising her side hustle followed. It read, Stella's Gems and Crystals, with her website emblazoned beneath a purple amethyst. A pair of red, white, and blue water shoes completed her outfit. She ran a brush through her long hair, a shade often disparaged as dishwater blonde, grabbed her packed river bag, and hustled downstairs. The raven-haired Josie hopped out of the blue SUV's front passenger door and stared down her nose at Stella. She stepped to the back of the vehicle and threw open the back hatch. Well, it's about time. Throw your stuff in the back. Stella tossed in her gear, bit her lip, and climbed into the back seat. Don't let on she's getting to you, Stella, she thought. Rowan, a red-haired woman in her mid-20s, turned in the driver's seat and flashed her a bright smile. Stella figured it was that smile that held all the guys in thrall, not her glorious auburn hair, as she once thought. As lovely as Rowan was, her smile was the best feature, appropriate for someone making their living as a dentist. Everyone gravitated to Rowan, despite her keeping everyone, even Stella, at arm's length. Hey, Rowan, thanks for driving. I've been looking forward to this week since the time last year. Yeah, we could tell by how you were waiting for us as planned, Josie said. Chill, Josie, Rowan said. We'll be down country in time to see the sunrise over the water. We won't be dipping our paddles before daylight anyway, when the kayak rental place opens. Tell us about the place we're going, Rowan. I think you're going to like it. It's a little different than the other places we've gone to in the past years. Different how? Well, for one thing, it's the coastal plain, not the mountains. The river is slower, and there's fewer river challenges, as Josie calls them. It will be a nice, relaxing float. Plus, we should be able to catch a few fish, crabs, and maybe an oyster or two to supplement that tasteless, dehydrated stuff. Yuck! No slimy oysters from me, thank you very much, Josie said. I wipe enough slime out of my kindergartners' noses. The joys of being a teacher, huh, Josie? Yeah, not so much. Rowan, didn't you say that's where your family's from originally, Stella asked. Sure is, but not that I recall. Not really. We moved away before I started school, but we went back sometimes when we still had family there. Did your dad take you after your mom? Stella started. Yes, he wanted us to know both sides of our family. There aren't many Blackstones left in the area nowadays, but people do remember the family name, even if it's for not the best of reasons. Why is that? Were you a preschool hoodlum? No, not me, Josie. It was way before my time. There was a colonial ancestor who got herself into a spot of trouble down country. Wait, what? I haven't heard of this one. Give it up, Rowan. Nope. Sorry, Josie. But that'll be tonight's campfire story, unless you guys are chicken. I know you're not, Stella. Those tales never affect you. Without empirical evidence, you don't believe in anything. Wow, is this Pick on Stella Day? Hey, I'm just realistic, Rowan, but I do get a kick out of a good scary story. Well, that usually ends up with you guys in a fit of giggles. Well, I like them, Josie said. Spooky stories around the campfire are a tradition. And if memory serves me right, it's you who hides in your sleeping bag during the scary ones, Rowan. Remember the guy with the hook for a hand? One time, just one time, and I'm branded for life. A brilliant orange and purple sunset greeted their arrival at the campground. The moon was a night or two away from reaching its full phase, and its mirror image reflected on the flat surface of the river. The tide is still. It's as placid as a lake. Like I said, this trip won't be like our usual float. We'll be putting the kayaks in at the source of a tributary that feeds into the Potomac. The locals call it a creek. They'd call it a river where we're from, but it's not long enough, I guess. Josie turned her back on the scene and stepped away. Well, we don't have time to admire the scenery, not if we want to get camp set up before dark. Guess we were too late leaving to enjoy it. Stella glanced at Rowan and rolled her eyes. God, what a witch, she breathed. Rowan smiled but whispered in Stella's ear, I know. But go easy on her. She just broke up with Jim. Another lesson to not trust people with your heart. Experience allowed a speedy assemblage of tents. Stella started a small campfire and put water on to boil for hot cocoa. The three women unfolded beach chairs and sat around the fire. Josie stretched and settled into her chair. Okay, Rowan, it's story time. Let the tales begin. Are you sure it won't keep you up tonight? We'll take our chances. Stella laughed. Well, buckle up, ladies. Here goes. As you may know, the Maryland colony was established by folks seeking religious tolerance back in the 1630s. Ironically, the colonists were not immune from the witch hysteria that rocked Salem town. In the late 1600s, a woman arrived on these very shores who was different. Her name was Maeve Blackstone. She was... Blackstone? Was she related, Rowan? I'm afraid so, Josie. She was my I don't remember how many great-grandmother. She was, by all accounts, a beautiful woman in the prime of her life. No one knows where she came from. She traveled here all alone. Very unusual for a single woman in that day and age. She didn't get along well with the folks here. Men were always chasing after her, though she didn't give them the time of day, which spurred them even more. The local ladies didn't much appreciate the attention she attracted. They claimed she was an unnatural woman and too prideful and haughty for her station. Maeve traded with the natives and helped those most in need, but mostly she kept to herself, balked at social norms and avoided colonial functions, especially including the church services. Sounds like she was an independent woman, not a popular trait in those days. Exactly. And not now either, Stella. Tensions increased when it became obvious that Maeve was with child. The father was never identified, but every matron in the colony, even while suspecting Maeve's never-do-well hangers-on, feared it would be discovered to be their own husband, brother, or son. So they ran her out of town? Let me finish, Stella. But do get on with it, Rowan. I'm ready to hit the sack. If you enjoyed an excerpt from this short story, you can find this along with other of the short stories in the What If Anthology Book 3.